All right. No worries. All right. Yeah, we'll drop around anytime because we're always here. Aren't we? We're always here. Aren't we? We never close. Oh, hang on. Got a message from Phil. Could you please play Mick Me Make the Master Farter? Well, I think I can do that one. I first met him in the classroom back in 1963. We seemed to hit it off pretty good. We were mates, Mick and me. He wasn't such a big kid even back then at the start, and he wasn't all that clever either, but Jesus, he could fart. I first found that out in class one time when things were going pretty slow. Just to keep us all amused, Mick let this fucking ripper go. Oh, you had to be there. Look, I'd describe it if I could, but I just turned around and I said, "Hey, Mick, you're fucking good." And at the end of school grand final, on the rugby field that time, we were getting beat. They were 12 and we were 9. Play was 3 yards from our goal line and the referee called a scrum. Mick said, "Don't worry, fellas, we've as good as got it won." Well, we locked ourselves down in that scrum and we held each other's nose. And Mick, our little hooker, he let this fucking ripper go. It burnt their eyes, it stung their nose, it even scorched the grass. Right there and then I twigged he had a double-jointed ass. Mick Me Make the Master Farter put the art back into farting with his custom-tailored farts. Mick Me Make the Master Farter whacking ground and breaking wind with his double-jointed ass. Well, it was just a few years later, we both went to see Kamal. This really posh bloody show, this great big bloody hall. All the blokes were dressed like penguins. You should have seen the swords. And Kamal himself wore a shoeless dressed like a bloody backdoor George. We were locked in there like sardines for the show to get underway. But the tuba player never logged. He'd booked off crook that day, and Kamal said, "Without the tuba player, I cannot commence the show." So Mick jumped up, said, "Sambo, mate, I'll have a fucking go." Well, from then on in, I honestly thought that the whole show would be ruined. But Mick picked that tuba up, just like he knew what he was doing. And when the maestro tapped his little stick to tell the band to start, Mick shut his eyes and cocked his leg and then began to fart. Oh, you could have heard a pin drop that night there in the hall. And it's hard to say who's sounding best, Mick farting or Kamal. And the audience just went apeshit. They cleared and clapped and stood. And Kamal just turned around and smiled. "Hey, Mick, you're fucking good." Mick Me Make the Master Farter put the art back into farting with his designer label farts. Mick Me Make the Master Farter two-pick perfect calibrated double-jointed ass. Well, good news travels fast, it seems, and it wasn't very long. Mick got this midnight phone call from Ben Lexon and Alan Bond. "Mick, we've got a personal job. We're prepared to pay you. Mick, old son, would you consider farting for Australia? We'll just prop you on our brand new yacht when there's no sea breeze blowing. Get Mick the Master Farter, the starter, and keep the bastard going." Mick went into training on sausage rolls and pies and Vegemite, Foster's beer, and a scholarship from Heinz. Well, the world never see before a yacht so finely tuned, or a crew so young and fit and strong, or an arse so finely tuned. The Americans weren't even in the race, not even in the same class. What with Ben Lexon and his secret curler mixed fuel-injected ass. Well, he came back a bloody hero, didn't he? The all-Australian boy. The government commissioned a bloke to put a big statue of his koi And I can still see Mick standing there when they conferred his knighthood. And Bob walked pinning it on and saying, "Hey, Mick, you're fucking good." Mick, me mate the master father, put the work back in the button with his designer label fast. Mick, me mate the master father, with his true pitch perfect calibrated, fuel injected, winch protected, double jointed ass. Well, I don't play much bass, do I? I don't get much of a chance. Everybody else wants to play the bass. It's not fair. It's not bloody fair. It's not.